Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Honey Sundays. I am your host, Andy, and today's episode is going to be pretty short, to the point. I was inspired by a conversation with a friend, and I'm sure we've all had this conversation before where we call a friend or whoever, talk to a family member, and we basically say, I need to change X, Y, and Z. I'm overhauling my life. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do this. I'm going to manage my finances better, so on and so forth, right? We've all had that. And then whatever goals we set for ourselves, say it's working out 6 days a week and eating super clean, it lasts for maybe a week or two, maybe a month if you're really disciplined, and then we fall off of it. And the irony of this is that when we go 100% into something, usually long term, it ends up being 0% because we get frustrated with ourselves and frustrated that we fell off of it, fell off of our goal. We get discouraged and unmotivated. And then we just don't do anything at all. Typically, that's what happens. If you can't relate to this, DM me. You'll be a guest on the podcast because that is wild. But one of the things that we were talking about is basically creating an inventory of what are the habits that you want to change. So, for example, if you eat out 6 days a week, what do you want to change that to? Instead of 0 or 1, that is probably a drastic change because we have to notice when we're changing habits, we're also changing a lot in between. So, for example, not eating out or eating out 5 times less a week is also including you now probably going to the grocery store, probably cooking, having time for that. It's a lot more time. Also, looking up recipes if you want to be healthier, probably researching some of that too. So, when you think about all that's included in trying to change essentially one habit, it is a ton of time and a ton of effort. And this is why it's usually unsustainable because it's just too much at once. But if you cut it down to 3, say from you're eating out 6 days a week and now you're going to eat out 3 days a week, then yes, you're putting in effort and you do have to cook more and you do have to grocery shop a little bit more, but it's not this drastic thing. And then you can probably maintain that. Same with working out of if you are going to say you're going to work out 5 days a week, will you actually? And what's your schedule? I don't know. So this is where take inventory of that. If you're working out currently 0 times a week or maybe once, then take a look at your calendar of how can I even fit in 5 times a week if I wanted to? And then hopefully you'll probably see that that will be a really big stretch and a really big change to your week to week. And then you can just go back and say, okay, I'm really going to feel very confident about myself if I do 3 times a week. One lesson that I have learned or method, I don't know what you would call it, is we are usually setting goals with the thought process of ceilings of how high can we go? How good can we get? How much improvement can we make? And we're thinking of that 100% level. And one thing I really love is the aspect of setting floors for yourself. I think this came from Atomic Habits, the book, or someone did a spin-off of it, and I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but if you know, tag them, give them the credit. It's not my original thought. But with the concept of floors, it's what is your minimum that you will hit? And I really, really like this because it's not a goal. It's not like a far-fetched thing you're reaching for. It's like, what is my maintenance level? So, like, for example, just to use a personal example for me, is my maintenance of working out, my floor is 3 days a week. Obviously, I'm like walking in between and being active in other ways. But then I am committed to 3 times a week. Then I can exceed my floor, of course, and I can do 4 or 5 times a week if schedule allows for it, or if I have extra childcare or whatever. Fill in the blank, right? And this has been so amazing. And I'll tell you why. Because of the confidence it builds. I have probably not missed 3 workouts a week in months. I don't know. I haven't kept track of it, but months and months and months. And then many times I've gone over to probably 4 workouts, not too much more than that because of time. But I feel so confident because I'm hitting my floor every single time. So, same with whatever your diet goal is, whatever, maybe it's to have, you could start really, really simple. Maybe it's to have, I don't know, 3 home cooked meals a week. Really, I mean, we have 21 meals a week essentially. So that's very doable, right? And they're healthy meals. Maybe that's it. Especially if you have a busy family. Some of you might have kids that are in a lot of sports and different things, or some of you might travel a lot for work. So 3 home cooked meals a week is actually like a great goal for you and something that you can't do much more than that. So I love this concept of floors because we are always creating goals with the concept of ceilings. And usually, sometimes we hit those ceilings, but majority of times it ends in frustration with self. And we are just mad at ourselves. And then it becomes this vicious cycle where we don't even have the confidence to continue moving forward in achieving the goals that we want. And again, with these floors, like I said, I have been working out for 3 times a week for months and months. The compound effect of that versus me working out 5 days a week, 7 days a week for 3 weeks, and then not doing anything for 2 weeks, then hopping oscillating back and forth, it's probably about the same. So that's just something to think about, something to reflect on what are you oscillating back and forth with 0 or 100, and can you find the middle? Can you find a really comfortable floor that's going to build your confidence and that's going to allow you to maintain the goals that you have for yourself and really just allow this year to take off for you? So that is all I have for you. I hope this helps and I hope your Sunday is sweet. And I look forward to catching you guys next time. Please feel free to like and subscribe either on Spotify or YouTube. And of course, share it with a friend and leave me a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear the floors you're setting for yourself and how you're setting yourself up for success.